Another pencast on Chapter 9 is coming your way. This time it's on dishonorment of notes receivable. What happens when a notes receivable is dishonored? It's understood that any balance in the notes receivable account, as shown on the balance sheet, represents notes that have not yet come due, and that all of these notes are in good standing. Any note that has been dishonored needs to be taken out of notes receivable and shifted into, can you guess what account? That's right, taken out of notes receivable and dropped into accounts receivable, where collection efforts can begin. Let's use an example of a notes receivable in the amount of $10,000. We'll have it be a 12% note. We'll have it be a 90-day note. We'll do it by days, and it will be issued May 1st. So there's our facts. On May 1st, we issue the note. Let's have this just be for a sale. So we'll set up a notes receivable for $10,000 and record the sale. Again, I'm ignoring cost of goods sold and inventory implications. The note would be due on August 1st, 90 days later, but let's assume first it was paid before we assume it wasn't. If it was paid, the entry would be to get cash, some interest revenue, and to remove the notes receivable from our accounting records. Put this on pause and calculate this journal entry for me. Welcome back. Did you get the calculation right? 10,000 times 12% times 93/60 would give you interest. That's $300. So you would get $10,300, the maturity value of the note, recognize the interest, and show the note being paid. What would happen if on August 1st they did not pay this note, but they dishonored the note? How would that entry differ than the entry above? The only way the entry would change is that instead of showing cash coming in, you would transfer from notes receivable to accounts receivable the balance of the note. Come out of accounts receivable, or come out of notes receivable and get transferred into accounts receivable. Let me show you the specifics of that entry. You're not receiving cash in the amount of $10,300. You're receiving an accounts receivable in the amount of $10,300. You still pick up the interest revenue, assuming that you believe you're going to eventually collect on this note. So you set up the accounts receivable, recognize the interest revenue, and remove the notes receivable from its resting place in notes receivable and transfer it into accounts receivable. So you transfer it with the $10,000 plus the $300 interest in the end. You would commence collection efforts. Consider this balance when you do your allowance for doubtful accounts entry, and hopefully get paid for the note down the road. That concludes our discussion on the dishonorment of a notes receivable.